Welcome back to another episode. In the last one, we cleared up this beach. We cleared up the trading area that I have so that all my items are now sorted. But that leads me to the next thing. The beach is looking kind of empty. And not only is the beach empty, I've had this circle now for a town square for quite a few episodes and I've not done anything for it. But I think this is going to change in this episode. We're going to get this done, we're going to get the beach sorted, and I think we're going to start doing some planning out for future areas. When I've been flattening out areas, we've got a nice flat area here. There's a little bit of hills there, it goes up there, but there's gaps and little bits of gaps here and there, but I can't really tell what there is anywhere. So I think one of the things that I want to do first is get rid of everything and just have a plain island. I'll get rid of all the trees, that we have now, even though I did plant some over this side. I think just getting rid of trees, getting rid of leaves, getting rid of flowers, maybe starting to bring some of this land in, look at potentially, like terraforming the land, and then we'll get some boxes in place. But the first thing I need to do is get rid of all the trees. So that took a lot longer than I thought it would. I only thought I'd be cutting down a couple of trees, harvest some leaf blocks, just so that I can get some things. I've gone through 2 haws, both with mending on. But it's got me to this point. The island, when everything loads in, the island's now all taken care of for the trees, leaves, and even apart from like little bits like there and a little bit there, the grass is gone from most of the island, little bits here and there that I have missed. I think there's a piece there. But yeah, I've got rid of most of the things just so that I can get a better idea. I think the next step is to lay the land down, farm the land. So I think this one's going to get taken up a couple of levels. I think that's a creeper hole. This bit, you can see I started there with the line going in, but we're going to fill this bit in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out, like, maybe 10 bits of there, bring that down a little bit. I think there's another one as well, potentially. Or, like, little bits there that need bringing down. And then that is going to get me a good idea of where things can go. So the next step after, once I've flattened things in, is we'll put in some dirt or we'll put in some coloured blocks so that we can get a nice outline of where future builds will go. Some of them will house farms, some of them will just be decorative, whatever I fancy really at the time. And then what we can do is then we can start looking at moving this path that we have into an actual pathway. Once we have buildings in, it's always easier to get past in rather than the other way around, because then you're not limited on space. Get the space in first and then get them in. So let's start filling in some dirt. I have spent a couple of days putting together some like terraforming as best as I can, putting out some areas, and I've come up with a few different things. So as you can see, we've got some red like netherrack here going in little areas. You can see some there. There's a little bit over there. These are going to be where my pathways are going to go. These blocks here, the cobblestone, there's a lot of cobblestone around. These are going to be what I've kind of designated it for. So as you can see here, I've got like a blacksmith area, or like where I'm going to put my smelter array. Now, the building itself might not be as big as this area, but it's kind of where I wanted an area so that I can build and then maybe do some decorations around the side of it. Again, this building here, not really got anything on it, but some of the other ones have. And ideally, this at the end of it, this whole island's going to be quite well furnished. But as you can see, like this goes around this way, but pathways to quite a few different things. Everything else I've labelled up with different things. But to get a good idea of where I've got labelled up and where I haven't got labelled up, because there is still quite a bit of the island that I can plan out, I need to get to a vantage point. I'm at a good vantage point, and as you can see, this is where this side of the island, like the middle bit, I've kind of gone middle out, so this is going to be a general store area. Again, that might actually be the size of the building, but then I've got bits around here that I can do. I think I've got that for a church. That's farmland area. We've got like a clock tower. I think that is going to be a fisherman's hut. with potential to like extend an island here and then have them connecting. We've got this bit that's going to be some ruins. I'm not very good at this kind of stuff yet, so it might have to be build up the whole thing and then ruin it. That might be the best way for me. Then we've got like a manor house here with some gardens again around it. This bit's going to be like a communal garden, which is just off from the town square. Got some pathways here and there. The black line is going to be a promenade. That's going to be a nice little project, which is kind of halfway between this elevated bit, this bit, and the beach area. So the beach area I've extended out, wrapped around, made it so that it's all one level. There is a little drop up to this side, but we can blend it in quite well. Lighthouse, and we're going to have a pier on there as well. Doesn't go out that far as well. It looks like it goes quite far, but it's only about as far as this boat goes. So all in all, it's going to be quite well contained. Got an area here for a library, which showed the blacksmith area. And again, some of these ones, especially this one and this one, they're not going to be like the building is going to be that full area. It's just spaces where you can do a little bit extra. Kind of already started to try and do a little planning on the manor area, so it's going to be a nice little square box. That's going to be for a tower. That's going to be a little bit of an extra like side room, a little sunroom or something like that. But then you can see we've got some spaces here where we can potentially put something in. The spaces all around here. I'm going to have to do something with this area, but the spaces here. There's this space here. Probably not enough space here to do something with this building already in, but I feel like what I've got in so far, definitely there's probably space for something here. I'm not sure what I can put in, but looking at that, it makes the space well lived. Once we've got some stuff in there like trees and things like that, we've sorted out the pathways, because these are just temporary ones just so I know that they're in. These red ones again, pathways to everything. There might be ways to link up this into here as well, so that everything can be nicely walked around. But I think I've got one big problem. So my main issue that I have is with what the pathways and the floors are going to look like for the main outside areas. So yeah, I've got a line out for where my pathways are going to be. I mean, this is just temporary. I need to figure out a design for the paths. Now, I feel like if I just have a design for the path and the square that are different, it's going to look too jarring. So I need something that's either going to blend together or it's the same design so that it just looks more natural going in. Especially when, you know, it's going to go from here into here, up in there, things like that. Now, what I am thinking, even though it's very close to this building, I am thinking maybe doing a stone design. Now, I know there's designs out there where you can use like stripped jungle wood and mud and have a very nice earthy looking path, you know, add some of these in there. I think with a lot of these buildings that I'm going to put in, a lot of them, especially, you know, like here, that we've got these colours in, this colour in, even the woodcutter area that I'm going to connect up to, we're going to eventually build this ship out. I think if we go for that, it's going to go too samey so that the floor's going to blend in with the... So I think what I'm going to do, we're going to go for a weird stone design. I think I might just go the same colours in or make a segment up of this. We're going to have a fountain in the middle here. But let me try and make one segment or see how we got on and see how we're looking. Because especially now, I'm on 121, which means we've got now tough varieties of bricks and blocks that we can use, so we can add some nice shading in there, or, you know, like highlighting and low lighting with the brick textures. But let's try and pull something together. So far, I have this for a design. I'm not 100% on the cobbled deep slate bricks here, but I was going for something with like a bit of a gradient, so we had like the stone, then the tough, then the dark, you know, like, so it kind of evened in. I think it might have been better if that was in the middle, because if that was in the middle, then, you know, it'd make more sense that, and then because on both sides it'd have it in the middle, but then I don't want too dark of a path, so I think I might end up ripping them out. The cobbled deep slate might go. Now, that one, this there, as you can see, carpet, and then we have carpet round the edges. Don't know if you can see there. We have glowstone like there. all around here so that at night time it is all lit up. Oof. And then in the middle, this bit for the fountain. So we'll put a couple up there, think something up and get that as the water feature. But I just wanted that as the thing. So let me get the other sides all put in. I'm over here by my trading area just because I wanted to gather some materials and I figured it was a good place, a nice open space and a flat space where I could do a little bit of test building to get a path idea to see if, like an orangey path would work. I've got 2 path designs. I have these. So I have like an orangey earthy path. We've got some of strip jungle. We've got some pack mud bricks, and some granite, which overall, I mean, that is a nice looking path. Sometimes if I do put a couple more of these on the outside, maybe bring a couple of them on the inside so it looks a little bit more worn. I think what I'm going to do is this kind of path is going to be off the island. So this might actually be a path that I have going through here. Down there, I do have a flat pretty much path all the way to my island, so I could probably put that one in there. But this one flows more in line with the circle town square that I have, which you can see here. So yeah, this is, I don't know how well I blended that here and that last clip. I have no idea, I might have gone too loud on the here, but we have the pathway in one little dark bit using the tuff, and then so you can see where this pathway that I have on the other island, where it's come from, because we've got a nice little, like out with the andesite, stone bricks, and then tuff in the middle. Nice little fountain area that I've done. This has lights on the inside, but we've got, I think that's, like mosaic or chiseled, or with then that's actually stone and that's tuff, so it makes it look a little bit lighter, like I've done there. And then at the tops, and then a pen as well, just so you can get that extra bit of height on the fountain light, so it lights up. Under here as well, we've got hidden lighting, and then in the other bits, just so that there's no worries for mobs. And then what I decided was, because this is a nice way, and the way that I've got these set out, where it's, you're gonna start off here on your path to go off, I have started, as you can see, to put this pathway in so it all looks like it falls in line. Again, with more hidden light in here, which is the only downside, really. I might tear that one off and do tuff so it all matches in. In fact, let's actually see what that looks like. If I take that out, collect both of them. Yeah, that does flow in a little bit better. I might take them one. Have I got? Yeah, I've got some of them. Let's just swap all these out. So that there. My mouse is double clicking like rotten at the minute. Yeah, that actually looks better. I might take them ones out as well to get them in. But as you can see, I have this pathway going round. And it's nice gradual. And I think that's one reason why I went for this path as well over the more orangey one, is because it seems to be a little bit more natural, brings it in, and it's now making buildings like this pop. This one, it is kind of blending in. I am going to have to do something with it once I've got the pathway going through, because the pathway that I've got planned here will be going down to like the boardwalk, like pier area, which means I'm going to have to do a lot. I might do some like more bringing out with looking natural and decorations, or maybe something hiding the 2 areas to break it up a little bit. But I really like how this has come out. It's the same on all the sides, so it's nice and symmetrical. But I like how that's come out. And then let's just show you. So I have my little pillar handy, just where we're up to with the pathway. So I mean, you can see I've got the first bit of it sort of in round here. So going up to the like the promenade area, it's stopped there, but can always add more. We've got a nice little 4-way intersection, but everything's not kind of even leveled. I didn't want straight line paths. I've challenged myself to not straight line paths up, although this one is kind of a straight line diagonal, but straight line down. I'm going to have to blend it in here a little bit better. but that's like one diagonal straight in and then it goes down. But a nice little split off. This one with a nice walk around. This one will get added soon. So then we've got an extra path going around there. We might have another path going. We'll need another path going around there. Path there. We might get a path down here and in. And then there's potential for a pathway going across there. We've got pathways that we need to plan out as well up there for in the future. But how this one goes is nice and round. One of the next steps is getting rid of the torches and getting some hidden lighting in. But for that, I am going to need more wool, because I think doing something like this with the hidden lighting around is going to be the main source of lighting in it. And then, and I'll make some other like lamp designs, but they will be more for decoration. But underfloor lighting will be the main mob prevention. But I'm going to need wool, because the main wool source is here. It's over here, and it's not great. It is just your standard starting kind of wool production. It's just animals in a hole. So I've got like cows there for leather. I've got a couple of pigs in there for some reason. And mainly my cows here. The one pig blocks off that one bit of grass, so it all spreads out. But this is how I've been getting my wool. I do think I need an automatic wool collection system, and I think I'm going to do that in the next episode. I think that's going to be it for this one. Getting that centre together, getting a plan together, and actually planning out how this island's going to look, getting a design for it. It's took a while to do everything, so I'm not sure how long the video might be. It might only be a short one because it has been just a few clips and a lot of off-camera stuff. But I'm really happy with everything, how it's turned out. Next episode, while the sun's setting, we'll get the sheep farm sorted. We will get, and while it's sheep's and on a farm, I think we might end up working down here on the farm section. So this long section here, the farm section, we might end up working on that and getting that in. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you very much if you've watched it to the end. I do appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Bye.